Okay. Hi, everybody. My name is Janele Marquez, for anybody who doesn't know me. Thank you guys so much for coming to my home, and thank you so much for tuning in. We're so happy to have you at our second Thirsty Thursday event, and this is at my house this time instead of Heather's. Just a little bit about me. I started Rodan Fields when it was 2013. I had a full-time job, and I have a family, 2 little kids and a husband, and we were a little bit stretched. We were very heavily in debt. We were $50,000 in debt, maybe a little bit more than that. And we were thinking, each of us, about getting a part-time job on top of our full-time jobs. Very expensive area to live in DC. And you know, we were just looking for something. And when my friend Tracy came to me and started telling me about Rodan Fields, it did not seem interesting to me at all, to be very honest with you. I was never interested in skincare. I never thought that I would like direct sales. I used to sell jewelry, and I did all those parties and all that kind of stuff, and I was never really very good at it. I'm actually a nervous presenter. I never really know where to put my hands, so but so, you know, I immediately told her no. I said that I would support her. I was going to be, you know, a big support system for her, and I just said no to her. But I kept watching her on Facebook, and she really just started booming. She was blowing up. She was doing well. She was getting promoted. And here she was, you know, this girl who graduated from Annapolis. She's got a master's degree, and she's like this national deputy director in Washington, D.C. of a nonprofit. And I said, what is she doing with direct sales that is making her so successful? So 3 months after she started her job, which was maybe 4 months after she introduced me to the business, she came to see me and took me to lunch. And I asked her how she was doing, because really nothing was going on with me, but I was getting so interested in the fact that she was so successful in her business that I just wanted her to tell me all about it. And she told me she quit her job. 3 months after she started her job, she moved here from Hawaii for that job, and she told me she was quitting. And that was when I really said, okay, how are you doing this? How is it possible that you're quitting a job only 3 months after you started, just for a direct sales skin cream company? How is this happening? And she went through all of the little things that I'm going to go through about the company in a little while, but I was very interested. I brought her home to, you know, to talk to my husband. We had all been friends for many years, and so she sat there, spoke to my husband about it, and spoke to him about the finances and how we make money and exactly what we do and how this is different from a lot of other direct sales companies. And she said goodbye, she left, he shut the door, and he looked at me and said, you know what, I think you should do it. So, oh, we've got somebody else coming in. Sorry for the doorbell. So it was really kind of that quick, you know, overnight. She spoke to me one day, she spoke to my husband that night, and the next morning, the top earner in the company, Sarah Robbins, who is 2 people above me, Stacy's direct to her, she signed me up. And it was just, I was nervous, sick to my stomach. It wasn't something that I was I didn't really know what to do. I just knew that I trusted my friend. I knew that I would probably love the products. They're clinically tested and proven. So it's not really like I needed to test them and make sure that they worked. I knew that they worked. I knew that the business model worked because my girlfriend was doing very well. So I went into it, you know, just put my head down. I concentrated, I turned off everybody's opinion, and I knew that I was going to be successful. And, you know, within 7 months, I promoted to the top of the pay plan in the company. And just so that you know, in 2 months, I made back my initial investment. In my 3rd month, I made more money than the investment, which was actually more money than my daughter's private school payment, which was what got us in debt, our kids' private school. So that was when I really realized that this was a legitimate business, that this was something that I really could do. Because at that point, I knew I wasn't selling. I didn't know how to sell. I just knew that I could talk to anybody. So I would talk to everybody about the products. I would talk to everybody about the business. I was excited about it because I was making money. And, you know, what's not to be excited about? So in 7 months, I promoted to the top of the pay plan. And I really started doing well at that point. In 18 months, I was able to quit my full-time job, take away that hour and a half each way commute in Washington, D.C., And we made the decision to move down to Florida and really kind of make the best of our lives. And we moved to an area that we just wanted to move to. A lot of people ask me, why did you move here? And the funny thing is, we moved here because we wanted to. And that was the luxury that this business really gave us. So, you know, what is so great about this business? So just to kind of give you a background on the business. Doctors Katie, Rodan, and Kathy Fields are the Proactive doctors, the top acne line in the world at this point. And Rodan and Fields, their legacy brand, is the 4th largest skincare, premium skincare line in the country, only below Lancome, Estee Lauder, and Clinique. How did they start out? So they are still practicing dermatologists in the Bay Area in San Francisco, and their clients were coming to them and asking them, you know, what can you do for people with aging skin? What can you do for, you know, people with adult acne? What can you do for people with sunspots and sensitive skin? So they decided to come up with an anti-aging skincare line that covers all of the most common concerns. They debuted that under the Estee Lauder umbrella in all of the high-end department stores in 2002, and they did very well. And within 5 years, they were #1 in Nordstrom, and the business was booming. But they realized that with the downturn of the economy and the upswing of social media, that this was something that was not really doing as well as it could in the high-end department stores anymore. Even though they were #1 in Nordstrom and they were doing really well, they decided to make the decision to pull back all their market share from Estee Lauder and to go out into direct sales, because they figured people are coming to Nordstrom to talk to that person behind the counter. They like that one-on-one, and that's what we can provide to them as consultants. So instead of paying the, you know, the Nordstroms of the world or the Henry Dendels or the Saks Fifth Avenues, they are paying us. Instead of giving them the overhead, they're giving us a really awesome commission. So within that first year, they had triple-digit growth, and they've had triple-digit growth every year since 2008 when they launched as a direct sales company. I actually just found out at our convention that there are Estee Lauder, Clinique, Lancome, and Shiseido, all within the past 6 years, have grown maybe 4.5% to 6% or 7% on average per year. We actually grew in the past 6 years, every year, an average of 106%. And we are only in the United States, and we have just launched in Canada, our first global launch. And we just found out that we're going to be launching in Australia, probably fall of next year. We're going to have a soft launch there. And we have our sites on Japan and so forth. But if we are growing at that kind of rate right now, and we're only in the United States and Canada, this has no chance of stopping anytime soon. And I'm really proud and excited to be part of this company and part of this legacy brand that the doctors have created. So, you know, what do we sell? We sell awesome skincare products, and I want to introduce everybody to my friend Tracy. I actually met Tracy in January of 2014, just a few months after I started this business. And we met at our first leadership summit that we were able to go to. We roomed together, and we've kind of been friends ever since. And she's actually one of the reasons why I actually chose this area of Florida, so that I could be surrounded by amazing people. And I love the fact that there's such an incredible support system in this business, and she's one of my hugest supporters. So I just wanted to introduce Tracy. She's one of the leaders in this area, and she's going to tell you about the products.
Well, hi everybody. Thank you so much for coming and tuning in. I am Tracy Croushorn, and I started Rodan Fields in October 2013. And it came to me at a time which actually I wasn't really looking for anything, another business. I had a thriving photography business. I'm a photographer by trade. And I was in my busiest season, and what I was looking for, though, was some skincare. I happened to be talking to Heather about the fact that I had just gone to the dermatologist. I had recently turned 40, and my adult acne came back. And my doctor had told me to go back on Proactive. I had been using it for about 12 years, And he said, you know what, if it was working for you, then go back on it. They're amazing products. They're smart women. You know, if it works, do it. So I was like, okay. You know, so Heather and I were having a conversation about that, and she had told me, hey, have you heard of Rodan Fields? And I said, no. And she goes, it's the Proactive Doctors. They've created a new skincare line. And I was like, well, that's awesome. Tell me more. Because in my head, they're the Proactive Doctors. I know that, you know, they're credible because I've used the products for 12 years. So I told her, I said, please tell me more. So she was telling me about all the different lines, and you know, I just turned 40, so I'm seeing Father Time stomping on my face, and I'm going, okay, you know, so by the time we added everything up with all the stuff that I was gonna get, I was gonna try the Unblemished. I wanted the tools, because, which I'll explain all that in a minute. But by the time we added it all up, I was like, okay, it makes sense for me just to jump in, and if I make some money along the way, that would be great. So that's exactly what I did. 3 weeks later, after our conversation, I jumped in both feet, and I never looked back. And what I will tell you is the products really work. My face cleared up. I had cystic acne my whole life. My face cleared up within 3 weeks. And then I was able to get rid of all of my brown spots from the sun damage, because I was a sun worshiper from the time I think I was 12. And then now I'm on the Redefine, which is for anti-aging. So let's go through all the products. Our first product here is our Reverse product, and that product is for brown spots, dullness, melasma, and that has our dual brightening treatment has vitamin C and retinol. So it's a 4-step process. All of our products are multi-med therapy, so they're the right products at the right time on your face. We have our Soothe, which is our products for sensitive skin. They've also helped with rosacea and psoriasis. So those are pretty incredible. Our Soothe number 2, actually, I have to give this a little bit of prop because that is a staple in our household. Bug bites. My son had a rash on his face. I put some of that on. It was gone within like 45 minutes. That, I don't, you know, whatever's in it is amazing. So it works on just about everything. Sunburns, yep. Sunburns, it helps with sunburn. The Soothe product is amazing. And oh, just an FYI, the Soothe wash is actually a makeup remover, so I use that first, and then I wash my face. So then we have our Redefine, which is our anti-aging. That is our clay mask, which I love. It has our toner, and then a day cream and a night cream. Our day cream has SPF in it. Actually, all of the day creams do have SPF in them. And then our night cream is fabulous too. We also have a roller, which is called our AmpND roller. It is 250 micro needles, and you roll it on your face, just kind of like an aerator, which is fabulous. Gets all the product deep in, so it works really well. And then we have our Macro E, which is our exfoliator, which is very important to get all those dead skin cells off your face. So it's 5 million dead skin cells in 5 minutes. And then we have the product that I started on, which was Blemish, and obviously that is for acne. You know, a lot of adults use it, but a lot of teenagers do use it too. So the difference between that and Proactive, just we get that question a lot. So that is a sulfur-based product versus a benzoyl peroxide-based product. So that's kind of your difference there. So it's not as drying to the skin. So that is our products at a glance. And I'm going to turn it back over to you.
Great. And one thing that Tracy actually didn't mention is our newest product, which is called Cute Care. And it's a needle-free filler that you sleep with overnight. It's like a little Band-Aid that you put on your face or on your expression lines. Some people see results overnight. It's 99% hyaluronic acid, and that little percentage of peptide, and all it is just replacing back into your skin what you're losing as you're aging. As your expression lines form, you're losing that hyaluronic acid, it's just putting it back in. So overnight, it's got this patented liquid cone technology. It just melts into your skin, and some people see overnight results. Some people, it takes 30 days, 10 uses over 30 days to be able to see results, but after that, you get 12 weeks of results. So it's really, it's an awesome product. I mean, Forbes thinks so, and Laura just highlighted 5 of our products in their Best of Beauty issue, which we were really proud of, and they also highlighted some of the consultants in our business talking about, the direct sales of the future, which is pretty much what this is. So how does this business work? So when I signed up to become a consultant, I just knew that I trusted my friend, and I didn't know how to sell anything, and I didn't know what the heck to do. And pretty much what I did was I just talked about it to everybody. I made a list of people that I wanted to talk to. I reached out to as many people as I possibly could in the most comfortable way that was best for me. I didn't spam people in email or, do anything like that. I genuinely reached out to people that I really thought would be awesome with the business and people that I thought would love the products. I just couldn't stop talking about it because I was really happy about it, and I believed in the products, and I really believed in the business. And I believed in my friend, and I knew she was doing well. And so I reached out to everybody that I knew. Still I'm doing the same thing. I mean, that's pretty much how I do my business. I just talk to everybody wherever I go. Everybody asks you what do you do for a living, and I tell them I'm a business owner. And the next question is always, well, what kind of business? And it just goes from there. It's really very easy to be able to share about this business and to be able to share about the products. The funny thing is, I came from a party-based direct sales company, and that was one of the things that I really was uncomfortable with about that company. And this is actually the first event I have ever held in my home, and I've been doing this for 2 years. It is not required to do a party or to do, there's no hostess benefits or anything like that. But, some people really do like to get their friends together in one room, and, I've supported people that are on my team and getting people at their houses, and I will kind of do it over the internet this way with a Google Hangout, and I'll give a presentation that way. But I've actually never had something in my home because it's just not required. The other thing that's not required is you don't have to stock up any inventory in this business. What you see behind me, that was just our initial kit that we purchased to become consultants, and we use the products. We don't have to give it out, we don't have to loan it out, we don't have to get it back. There's really, the only interface between you and the client is you talking to them about the products. They order on your website. So the only thing that you have to do is you have to pay for a website as a consultant, which is a very small fee every month, which to me, you're making multiple times that even from the first month. So that wasn't really an issue. And then after that, they want you to replenish whatever you're using. And you also have mini facials that you can give out to give to people kind of as like just a little taste of what our products can do, and just a little quickie, as so to speak, because these products are designed to work in 60 days. 60 days or your money back. Full refund, empty bottle, money back guarantee. So we usually don't give out samples of the actual products or the regimens because people aren't going to see overnight results. If somebody's got dark spots, they're not going to see overnight results, and we don't want to promise people that they will. But we do give out some exfoliation paste. We do give out a little bit of night renewing serum so that people can feel the difference on their faces right away. And those are the types of things that I replenish every month. So pretty much you've got an overhead of $105 every month, and I don't know any other business owner who can run a business without a brick and mortar and for $105 a month. So to me, it was a no-brainer. One of the things that I really love about this is I was talking about the support that you get in the business. So we've got nurses on call. We've got a customer service line that is impeccable. We've got an awesome website. It's top of the line, and we've got all of our business development training information on there that we could go into. And the best thing is we've got the people. So Tracy and I are on the same kind of umbrella team, but we are not making money from one another. A lot of us are not making money from one another, but the best part is that we all support one another. And the reason why I think there's all the support and there's no kind of issue is because it's not a saturated market anywhere. So, I might live in Florida, but my network is elsewhere. I am from New Jersey originally. I lived in DC for 13 years. I lived in Boston for 2 years. I've got lots of friends from high school and college who moved all over the country and in Canada. So, it really doesn't matter where you live because you don't have to do any parties. and you don't have to, you know, be at anyone's house. I could be on the phone with people, I could be on Facebook, and, you know, that's how a lot of people were really able to see how I'm doing with the business. I've posted on Facebook kind of incessantly since I started this business, but because I'm so proud of it, you know, I'm very proud of the business, I'm very proud of the products, and, you know, even though I wasn't a skincare junkie when I first started, I did start using the products, and they're great. I mean, the difference between, you know, my skin now, I'm 42, and my skin when I first turned 40 is just, it's crazy, the difference, and everybody feels that way, you know. So, you know, jumping into this business it's really not a hard leap. It really isn't. A lot of people feel like they don't have the time, they don't have the money, they're not a salesperson, they don't have the network. And let me tell you, I didn't have any of that stuff. I had a full-time job. I had an hour and a half each way commute every day. I have 2 little kids. I've got a husband. We were 50 grand in debt, and I am terrible at sales, and I'm horrible at presenting, as you can all see. So, so the funny thing is that in all seriousness, I had all of those objections, and you know what? I trusted my friend and I jumped in anyway, and I've completely changed my life. And I know a lot of other people who have changed their lives. So, you know, just, you know, in conclusion, you know, anybody who has sent you this link online or people who have brought you here tonight, talk to them about, you know, how to get started, how to become a consultant. And, you know, one thing that really got me when I first started was, if you could have started a business with the Proactive doctors when they created Proactive, where would you be right now? Knowing that it is all over the world in 180-something countries, and now Rodan Fields is about to do the exact same thing for all of the most common skincare concerns, not just in the acne market. And yet, you know, we are just starting out just in the United States and Canada. It's a huge, huge opportunity. So I wanted to thank everybody for coming. We're actually going to mingle here, and, you know, I hope all of you will contact the person who's introduced you to Rodan Fields and sent you this link. And if you have any questions for me, I'm Janele Marquez, Janele Marie Marquez. You can look me up on Facebook, and I'm happy to talk to any of you. So thank you so much for tuning in.
Good night.
Bye.